All right, we're going to do a little movie rant here, recast T'Challa, and this is coming by way of Chillmonger. If you guys haven't followed or subscribed Chillmonger, go ahead, head over to his channel and give him a follow. And thank you guys for clicking on this video because with your help, we're going to reach 1,000 plus and we're going to make it big, guys. We're going to continue on with just talking about movies, our love for film, etc. So this interests me because upon looking for trailers, new trailers, I saw this pop up and from a gentleman that I follow who goes by the name of Chillmonger, not to be confused with Killmonger. And he had on there hashtag recast T'Challa. Now, for those who don't know, I am a big advocate for the OG Black Panther. And yes, God rest his soul, Chadwick Boseman passed away before there was a proper sequel to this highly successful, if I'm not mistaken, $1 billion in revenue, the Black Panther. And unfortunately, like I said, he passed away and it came back with Wakanda Forever. But before that happened, there was a little moment where people were like, what are we going to do? Like, what's going to happen? Not what are we going to do, but what is Marvel going to do? Are they going to recast T'Challa? And people were throwing names out there like David Washington and a few others that I thought was like notable picks where I was like, yep, I could see that person just sliding right back into this role. And people worked out theories like, you know, we can have a variant. We've already been exploring that with Marvel. They've done recasting before, so this is nothing foreign. But for some odd reason, and the reason that they gave us, they said, you know, we wanted to honor Chadwick Boseman. And everybody has started having funerals for the Black Panther, T'Challa. And I was like, yo, wait, whoa. T'Challa's not dead, y'all. Like, he's still alive. The character does not have to die along with the person who played or portrayed the character, no matter how well of a job they did. But people just jumped on that train and they took off without even looking back. And Ryan Coogler said that he thought that he wanted to honor Chadwick Boseman and just close that chapter. And in my mind, I said, no. No, I am not with it. They came back with Wakanda Forever. I guess you could call it a Black Panther story. And of course, yes, Shuri, she becomes a Black Panther in the comics. But here in the real world, we want to have our due serving of the Black Panther. Some people even argued that, hey, Civil War was a Black Panther story. And it's like, nope. I want his name in lights. So it's not without any doubt that this is his movie, and that movie was not his. I don't care how much people want to argue about screen time and everything else. That was not his movie. That wasn't his film. He just happened to be in it because he was part of the story that set up, what was it, phase 4 or whatever it was, whatever phase they were getting ready to go into. And it was a proper setup. And then the hype that was built behind that was reflected within the sales and the success of the Black Panther. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and let's hear what Chillmonger has to say about recast T'Challa.
Accepting the T'Child. That is what is the biggest threat to recast T'Challa. There's a threat that was introduced at the end of the first movie. Scroll down, and I asked a question, simple question. I said that they killed T'Challa. His bastard son is nothing but a character who prevents T'Challa from gaining popularity.
All right, I'm going to stop right there because, look, I agree with that. They killed T'Challa. Who is they? Marvel. Marvel killed T'Challa. Ryan Coogler killed T'Challa. I don't understand that. I don't understand for the life of me how he felt that was justifiable. And he said his bastard son is nothing but a character who prevents T'Challa from gaining popularity. I agreed. I didn't know anything about, there was no proper setup for his son to even come into existence. It was like, what, the blip has something to do with it. And like, his to his character. He sends his son off with what was her name? Nikela. Well, I can't remember her name, but his love interest. Oh my God.
An expensive seat filler. Expensive meaning there's very rare that this many resources, this budget, this much attention, focus, and global marketing goes to a black character, especially a role model character, and not like criminal or all the other tropes that we see. So it's expensive to have this seat filler. If this kid is to be grown, if this kid is to be perceived as T'Challa when he's actually Toussaint, he's TJ, he's the T'Child, he's bastard, he's not really T'Challa. He's like, we have T'Challa at home. That's what he is. Where was I? He prevents T'Challa from gaining popularity, an expensive seat filler. Reject the T'Child. That isn't a recast. That is a new character.
Yep. Brand new character. So that means we don't get to see the romantic story of T'Challa and Storm. That we're not going to see that, or perhaps maybe not in my lifetime. Not when I'm able to sit back and really enjoy it. I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe in 30 years, when I'm like, 76 years old, I still may be able to enjoy comic book movies for whatever it may be worth, if that's even a thing in the future. But they did such a disservice, man. Like T'Challa was a major character, just like how important Iron Man is, just as important as Captain America. T'Challa is right there next to those two. Period, point blank. We can argue till the cows come home. That is the honest to God truth.
Hashtag recast T'Challa. I use the hashtag all the time, and I say the hashtag too when I see it on screen. I accept the T'Child, 13%. I reject the T'Child, 86%.
See that right there? That right there speaks to the overall view from the audience, from the fans. This is not just random people that you're asked to go on the street. These are fans of this franchise. And 86% rejected. Now, I don't know if that was reflected with the Wakanda Forever film, because though it had its flaws, it was an okay movie. It didn't have the same hype that the first Black Panther had. The first that had hype. That had so much hype. People were buying multiple tickets, watching it multiple times. That movie was super enjoyable. But then we had this follow-up with Wakanda, and it opened up with him dying off screen. He didn't die no heroic figure. He didn't die as a martyr. He didn't die fighting to save his country. This guy died from an undisclosed disease. We don't know what that disease was, but with all of his powers, with all his regenerative powers and stuff like that, he dies. And of course, they put in there, we got to go ahead and try to replicate the purple flower, or whatever you want to call that, the fruit. We gotta replicate that and give him the serum so we can save his life. There was no indication even before that there being a setup that he needed to have this because he was terminally ill. But hey, I digress. Continue on, Chillmonger.
I'm glad to see just how dominant it is to reject this bastard son who doesn't exist in comics. And if the comic book character...
Wait, so he doesn't even exist in the comic books? What in the world?
If this character were to exist in comics, it would literally just be retaliation for the movies. This isn't someone who has years and years of history. This is someone, I'm talking about TJ right now.
Right.
TJ has, let's just say, the best case scenario, takes off. Black Panther 3 starring TJ. It gets a sequel and even another movie. Eventually,
But the world, though, here's the thing. Even if they were going to, because I know that the MCU is really bent on this whole universe and everything is being interconnected, they would have to do such a significant time jump and have this big gap in between where you have no idea what happened For them to go that far into the future, let's say 10 years, he'll probably be what, 16, 17 years old. And then kind of like go up some more years to his younger years. So he's like let's say another 10 more years. He's like 25 years old. He's still fairly young to where we don't have characters to support his world. Like, again, we won't have a Storm. We can't have a Storm now because, or if they want to say, yes, we're going to have this love relationship, we can't have a Storm because Storm was part of the X-Men. And we're just now introducing the mutants into the MCU. And that seems to be working to a degree, but it's all muddied up when you have this whole sacred timeline and, you know, this world, that world, parallel universes. And it's a mess. Absolute huge mess.
Every movie franchise comes to an end. I know Kevin Feige doesn't want... This universe will go on for years. It will never end. We got so much rich story to adapt. Sir, eventually everyone's going to age and you're going to go, you know, we can do Marvel movies and we don't necessarily need to have Brie Larson play Captain Marvel. We don't need Benedict Cumberbatch to be Strange. You know, it'd be a lot cheaper. Instead of back in the big Brinks truck to get Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans all the time, we could just recast and start a brand new universe from phase 1 and we'll have the heroes. Because, like,
oh, that's another thing, too, that irked my soul. So you guys can see where I stand when it comes to Robert Downey Jr. coming as Dr. Doom. What in the world? Like, that reeks to me desperation. Now, I know they claim that this was in the talks over a year ago before this incident happened with Majors. And that Grace Jabari chick who I can't stand. With all that happening, somehow they tell us that they were already in talks of Dr. Doom coming into the MCU, with it being not Tony Stark, but with it being Robert Downey Jr., who already played Tony Stark. It's like it messes that up. Like the MCU is just a big mess at this point. And it's because they're trying to eat their cake and have their ice cream too? Which, I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with that. I mean, you should be able to do that because people do that anyway. So there should be a better statement. But anyways, they're trying to have it all. And in the midst of them having it all, they make this blunder. It's just a huge, big mess. It's a big mess.
Superman has done that plenty of times, and so has Batman, and so has... Anyways, the point is, TJ will not exist in the future. There's no long-term investment in this character. We'll never have another iteration of this story where the Wakandan king dies early because, the actor died. That's a very unlikely scenario. It's also an unlikely scenario that they don't recast, because whoever's in charge 20 years from now is going to recast. But that's a very unlikely scenario where they have the lead die and then they put the mantle on Shuri, then we put the mantle like it's what's the musical chairs or hot potato where we just pass the mantle on. It's very unlikely that we'll ever get a TJ again in another iteration. We'll never do a cartoon where let's kill the Black Panther, let's give it to the little kid that has no lore, no backstory, no fan base. This bastard is not T'Challa. Even if you name someone T'Challa, doesn't make them T'Challa
at all.
Do I really have to even say that?
Yes,
that
you
little
do.
Substitute is a threat because it allows Marvel Studios to tell you guys all, you got T'Challa? All right, you got T'Challa. What are you complaining about? Look, he's right there, T'Challa, right? It's what you wanted. You got T'Challa. You said was recast T'Challa. We recasted. We gave him a son. His legacy.
No.
That's a threat. And there are, 12% who will buy that. 13%. 13.6 of you who are going to go, yeah, T'Challa. That's T'Challa enough for me. No amount of name changes or aging can make that character T'Challa. Recast T'Challa in Secret Wars. Secret Wars is a film that, if you're going by comics, in the 2015 Jonathan Hickman Time Runs Out story, there's going to be an incursion, and Earth as we know it, in the universe that we're in, will
Yep.
no longer exist. No universes will ever exist. They will all incursion, boom, boom, boom. Everything's haywire. There's only battle worlds left. By the time the heroes win, a new universe will be created, and you can ask for whatever you want. You like if you want Miles Morales to be canon in this universe, you can get that. Or if you want the universe to exist where T'Challa had never even died in the first place, you can get that in 4 days.
I will go ahead and add that the reason why we're in this mess is because for whatever reason, people find it hard to accept other people's adaptation of a particular character. And this whole idea of canonism, it's like no matter how good or great of a story that is told of a particular character, these people put them up on pedestals behind glass, and then they say, well, you can't touch this character. And if you touch this character, then you're just going to have to continue on the story, or you run the risk of backlash from your fans because they don't like what you did. And then you're like, well, I tried to stick as close as possible to the story, but again, it just makes a mess because it's like we don't give other people an opportunity to be able to just say, listen, this is just my interpretation. And that's it. It doesn't have to be canon. I just want to just tell this story and let it be that on its own. Can we get that? I mean, I know we have that, but gosh, sometimes the backlash is it's sickening.
August 28th is a Recast T'Challa trending day. We are going to collectively use the hashtag. We're going to be in a place you can get that. In 4 days, August 28th is a Recast T'Challa trending day.
Okay.
We are going to collectively use the hashtag. We're going to be informative. We're going to be tagging videos from our favorite creators. We're going to be discussing, debating even, but always keep it PG. Keep it really, really
please.
Keep it PG. Keep it friendly. Keep it happy. Keep it lighthearted. Make it so that when the person sees the words Recast T'Challa, they're left with a positive memory and not, fuck these guys. On Recast T'Challa Day on the 28th of August, so this would be 4 years after Chadwick Boseman died.
I didn't even know that was a thing. If this is the first time that this is happening, then I don't feel as bad. But if this is like, oh, we've been doing this for the past 3 years, and I've been under a rock. Somehow I missed the Recast T'Challa Day. But I believe I will be participating a little bit in that, seeing that, I'll be dropping my videos more frequently now than before.
We know there's going to be the posts talking about it, not just from us who want T'Challa recast, but just generally, it's the anniversary. Let's maximize that attention and make people realize, it's been 4 years. And as we look at the slate, the next 4 years do not have T'Challa in them. What's going on? He was kicked out of X-Men 97. You know the drill. You know what to say.
Wow. He's not even slated for the next 4 more years. It's been 4 years since Chadwick Boseman passed. And somehow we're getting close to letting a decade slide. And they're just like, we're just going to pretend as if this character is not that significant. Not that significant? That's crazy to me.
You know whose videos to be tagging. Recast T'Challa Day is on August 28th. Prepare your tweets. Schedule your tweets right now. I've been telling you about this. This is not the first time I brought this up. As we're getting closer to the date, you'll see more of us talking. Check out Fatal J. He's got a video coming up.
Okay.
It might be up right now, depending on when you're watching this. Go to Fatal J's YouTube channel. This is important for us, and we're going to make the most out of it, and you can help by retweeting us, by maximizing our reach on this important day.
Now, the question that I have is, through all of this, all these efforts, it's like, what is our expectations? And what is our tapered expectations? Like, it makes me remember the whole release the Snyder Cut. And it took a little bit, maybe about 2 years of that. And then they wound up releasing it. And depending on how people felt about it, it was a good thing. Some people felt like it was horrible. Me, I was one. I was like, I'm so glad they released it because now it makes sense. I can see what Zach's vision was, and why did they not just wait until he got back from his family crisis to continue on and say, hey, here's more money? I don't know. I feel like sometimes these entities, these platforms don't like money. I'm convinced it's like you guys just don't like money. You guys would rather take chances and risk on stuff that the fan base is telling you, no, don't do that. That is dumb. And you guys, I think I'm gonna find out for myself. And then you go and you find out, and you got egg on your face, and then you're not humble enough to say, you know what, we were wrong. It's almost like do what Paramount did with Sonic the Hedgehog. Like when Sonic was doing this thing, and they dropped the first, reaction trailer. People reacted like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Sonic looks horrible. And they said, you know what? We hear you, fans. They went back, fixed it, and it became a hit, a major hit. Swallow your pride. Kevin Feige, swallow your pride. Marvel, swallow your pride. Say yes, we made a mistake. We should have listened to the fans, the majority, to recast T'Challa. We moved a little bit too fast. Yes, we thought we were doing something good. That's the thing. You guys get an A for effort. We get it. You guys are trying to honor Chadwick Boseman, but that was not the right thing to do to honor him. Don't honor somebody by killing off the character. I know that if some magical way Chadwick Boseman, or even if he found a letter and Chadwick in that letter said, hey, I'm getting ready to die. It's inevitable. I'm going to pass. But in my passing, please continue on with T'Challa. Don't kill him off. I believe that's what Chadwick Boseman would have wanted.
This anniversary. So, trending day, August 28th. Schedule your tweets right now. You've had enough time if you haven't done it yet. Or what are you waiting for? I'm actually mad at you. I'm literally mad at you. If you're a Recast T'Challa member and you haven't at least scheduled one tweet for like 4 p.m. on August 28th, then what are you doing? 4 p.m. Everyone 4 p.m. Then we can all get it trending, okay? Let's aim for the afternoon.
Okay.
Have a high concentration so much that it starts becoming a trending topic. Let's do that. Or forever shut your mouths because I'm upset at you if you're not doing it. If you're just listening, making some
I'm
points.
with you.
And then you just go away. You don't even like the video. You just go.
I'm with you.
I'm out. Thank you for coming. And Recast T'Challa.
All right, you heard it from Chillmonger. Recast T'Challa. Recast him, please. And I know the likelihood of that happening is super duper slim, but surprise me. Make me feel like, wow, our voices matter and that you guys really do listen to your fans. You know what I'm saying? It's not that hard. The transaction is easy. All you have to do is give us what we want, which is great entertainment. We want to see our characters loved on. We want to see our heroes win. We want to see our villains lose. That's what we want. And in turn, it's very simple. You guys want our money? We will gladly give it to you out of just the reaction. That's just the results. That's the native results and reactions of consumerism. You present something that's tasty, chances are they're going to give you the money. You're not going to hear them complain about it. If anything, they're going to say, this was so good. I'm going to go out and I'm going to tell somebody else to come check this meal out because it was that good. And the same thing goes across the board for any type of artistic delivery that is happening. And in this case, we're talking about the artistry of making superhero movies, and specifically when it comes to the Black Panther and T'Challa. If you want us to be happy, recast T'Challa. And on that note, yes, August 28th is Recast T'Challa Day. I will be participating. I may not go live, but I will drop a video and say, hey, at 4 p.m., put something out there positive about Recast T'Challa. And as Chillmonger said, keep it PG-13. We don't need to even have all the negativity out there or the hate. just put out there, recast T'Challa and give your reasons why. I believe I will be doing that on that day. I will be letting you all know why I feel that we should be giving a true T'Challa story. So with that being said, I want to hear you all's opinion. What do you all think? You guys think that this is a good move? Do you think that Marvel is too big to budge? Or do you think that, that Marvel might have a little soft spot in their heart and recast T'Challa? Leave a comment down below if you haven't already. Subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, hit that notification bell because I do drop as frequently as possible. Remember to always put forth your best. Like I always say, peace in y'all and confusion out.